Interesting. Very interesting. Hmm. Well, that was interesting. Yeah, the internet hiccuped, which is why a lot of this stream was to test the internet, because it trying to figure out what I need to do because the internet isn't like entirely stable here. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to like improve it. And this is kind of an experiment to see like how often is it going to drop out and like other stuff like that, unfortunately. So, but what do you do? Yeah, it just happens. Yeah, it's just a terrible internet, unfortunately. So there isn't much I could do about it for the time being. But I'm gonna kind of mess with it some more when I get some free time. It took me a lot of so I've been living here for 2 weeks. It basically took me 2 weeks to just to get the internet to work. Um, so yeah, it's been pretty terrible. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, part of how it works. Living in the middle of nowhere. Since I'm living in the country now. And you can tell I live in the country because there's only a few things in this town. There's 2 bars, a church, and a gas station. So, um, classic Midwest town. Classic Midwest town. The jacket closest to the gun rack, my Russian Kremlin Guard uniform, which is actually for sale. It's in a wearable size and everything. It's in my size. So if somebody would like to purchase one, they are incredibly hard to find. Um, but I have one. It's an original. It's an original Kremlin Guard. There's actually a couple churches, and there's like a church school. It's a Catholic church, and there's a Catholic school that's connected to the Catholic church. So, yep. So I've got a Russian a Russian Kremlin Guard uniform and the pants. I've also got the hat for it too, which is up above it. So, which is for sale. If somebody would like a neat outfit or something. Halloween is coming up. It's not going to be cheap though. Well, there's been life really beat the snot out of me for the last year. That's why. So I've been in between jobs, moved a couple times, bunch of shit all fell apart at the wrong time. So things like that. So there is plans now because I changed jobs. I'm a federal government employee now, as opposed to a county employee. So I'm working for the federal government. I'm about to have a lot more free time. So this was kind of a stream to catch up to everyone, let everyone know I'm still alive, all other stuff, and that videos are going to be coming back. Don't worry. There are big plans for videos. Things are looking up. Things just got to stable again. So that's why the stream's happening. So yeah, I'm a Fed now. Yes, Dan. A federal employee. I don't know how they'll like if they see me wearing a Russian Kremlin guard uniform hat. But yeah, so if somebody would like to buy this, it is for sale. I'm not going to turn you in, Dan. Don't worry. I do believe, like unlike most federal employees, I do believe in the freedom of speech. I did take an oath to the Constitution, so freedom of speech is important. So I'm wearing a shirt that literally says "legalize drunk driving," so on the internet. So I'm not really a big fan of authority, but I do work for the federal government, so yeah. See, they can make it so you can't, booze cruise out there. Took drunk driving away. Next thing they're gonna do is they're gonna expect me to wear a fucking seatbelt. God damn. What happened to the freedom in this country? That's all I gotta say. They're gonna expect me to wear a fucking seatbelt. Gosh dang it. But yeah, I got so many guns to do on videos that need videos that I bought in the last couple years that I haven't done anything with. So maybe some more cooking streams if shit goes well. Show you guys how to make some foods out there because I do like to cook, as you know. Maybe some sandhill crane if I can get a sandhill crane this year. I'll show you how to roast up a ribeye of the sky. Neat shit like that. There might be a tour of the place here eventually. Show you how it is. It's a nice place. Nice place I'm renting right now. So yeah. I can't drink and drive anymore. Next thing they're gonna tell me is that I have to wear my seatbelt. Fucking government. That's all I gotta say. Fucking government. Yes, you can butcher animals on YouTube for educational purposes. Just like you can handle firearms on YouTube, just not on a live stream. YouTube does not like to have you disassemble weapons in videos because they think it's you showing them how to build a weapon. I still do a lot, some of my most popular videos are my disassembly videos for all my surplus guns. I show people how to take them apart and clean them because people need to take them apart and clean them so they can stick around to be appreciated for future generations. You should take apart your firearms and oil them and clean them at least once a year, regardless if you use them or not. Because ambient humidity is going to eat away at the finishes and stuff like that, especially along the wood line and stuff. And so all of those videos I have are demonetized, but I still make them anyways because I would rather have somebody know how to put their weapon together and take it apart and clean it for safety and preservation than make money, because it's part of enjoying the hobby. And YouTube thinks I'm teaching people how to build a firearm. So, and that's what I say. I think it's for safety and for, historical appreciation. But YouTube says it's teaching people how to make a gun. Same thing with like reloading. You can't show reloading. It gets demonetized because you're showing people how to do stuff. So, no, they're not. They've tried to take some of them down a couple times, but I'm like, I even say it at the beginning of most of the videos. I'm like, hey, YouTube, I'm just here to show people how to safely take these apart and operate these, so that way nobody gets hurt and stuff like that right at the beginning, and they still demonetize them. It's just, but I do it anyways because, like, especially like with my Carcano disassembly video, that's probably one of my most popular videos. I showed people how to take apart the Carcano bolt and put it back together, and the Carcano rifle, because so many of those came into the market that a billion people have them now, and a ton of them have been sitting in Cosmoline for the better part of a century, so they're gummed up. So I did that video, and people it got demonetized like immediately, and it was just for safety. I showed people how to do that. Because I'm a bad man for trying to preserve history. I'm a very bad man. Yeah, there's a lot of people that shoot themselves trying to disassemble guns. I've actually, over the last year, made a lot of Americans, though. You guys should be proud of me. I helped people buy their first guns. I helped like 4 or 5 people buy their first guns, and do their transfer and help them pick one out and all that other good stuff. I've helped a lot of people buy their second guns. Like my roommate here, they helped them buy their first rifle, their first shotgun, and their first handgun. All 3 of them. Made them an American. Because I like guns a lot. Do I have a Cosmoline tinted candle yet? Speaking of that, I do have I have a couple of these actually. A big jug of the forbidden caramel. So I could probably put a wick in that and it would work just fine. So I like it. I like Cosmoline. I usually like put it along the wood line under the stocks and stuff like that. I usually have it under the stocks on the metal. I usually coat the screw threads and stuff in it, just because like anything you cover in Cosmoline, that shit'll be here when the fucking sun burns out. That's how good of a preserving grease that is. Like, that fucking gun's gonna be here when the sun burns out. That's why. So I don't. I've had 2 quarts of it. One's not even open. It's still in the like plastic, like sealed. That one I've opened. I've hardly used any of it, but I literally just put a little on the threads of the action screws and stuff, and I put it under the barrel along the wood line, because the wood is going to absorb a lot of moisture and expand and contract with humidity. I don't want that touching the metal. So, because that's going to hold moisture against the metal, which is why you see like a lot of surplus guns have so much pitting right along the stock line. So, and then I usually, because I take all these guns apart all the way and clean them at least once a year, you're wiping it off and applying a new layer. You're not letting it like crust on there, you know? And I'm not shooting these guns till they're like hot to where it's like melting and getting everywhere. So, but it works. I like Cosmoline. It doesn't stink, doesn't hurt anything. It's okay for your skin. It's brown, doesn't really discolor the wood a ton or anything. It's totally fine. I like it. So it's very stable. Doesn't seem to really melt or freeze or anything like that. It just works. So it's a very, very stable grease to use for that type of stuff. So it's not a very good lubricant. I use Ballistol for lubricant, and like the places that show. It's like the outside of the stock, because I like Ballistol because you could use it on leather, you could use it on wood, you could use it on metal, you could use it on pretty much anything. And so I use that on the outside of the gun, like where everything's visible, the sights and yada yada, the action and shit. Ballistol outside of the stock, the leather and stuff. But Cosmoline, that's what the martinis were covered in. Oh, you're talking about the ones they got from like Nepal. Those are covered in yak fat. Yeah, yak grease. It's a really heavily processed grease, but it's still, yeah. But yeah, neat stuff. So I like Cosmoline though. I put it along the underside of the barrel in the action, stuff like that. A little hair's not going to hurt. It's fine. Like, just buy some military grade gun slushing compound, because that's what Cosmoline. That's Cosmoline's like the commercial name for it, but gun slushing compound is really good. It's really good underside of the barrels, underside of the action, screw heads, stuff like that. I like to keep in Cosmoline because it keeps all the corrosion away. Any metal that touches wood gets Cosmoline just to keep it from rusting. I know what you meant. The hair had grease in it. Grease had hair in it, whatever you want to say, you know. But it also, like, a lot of my guns have cat hair on them because it sticks to the grease. So it doesn't necessarily mean it was in the grease, but who knows? It's a good time, though. It does. I mean, basically, grease is grease, oil is oil. It doesn't matter what it is. You know, it'll work. But I basically use three things to clean guns. I use Hops number 9, Ballistol, and military grade gun slushing compound, otherwise known as Cosmoline. Those are kind of the three things I use. I don't really need anything else. It all seems to work. But it just works. It does. Cosmoline just works. It's really hard to beat, actually. And you don't need very much. A little goes a long way. Nice thin layer of grease to really go. You know what? I always toyed with the idea of maybe like coating a gun in bacon grease and then like shooting it at the range hot enough to where people are like, they like kind of smell bacon. You know what I mean? I do wish they sold it at Walmart too. I just order it. I just order a big jug of it, you know, and keep it around. And I'll pour some into like a little, I have like a little like kind of needle tipped oiler bottle that has like a little cap on it. And then I have a spray, like a fine like atomizer spray thing for it, tiny little one. That's basically all I need. Works good. Ballistol's worth it because it's safe to use on wood, metal, and leather. So it's like I don't even need to like take the slings off the guns to like clean them. Doesn't matter if it gets a little Ballistol on it. It's gonna help preserve the leather even. So no, it's stable. Ballistol stable. So you can get it pretty cheap. They sell it on Amazon. You can get it on eBay. You can get it pretty much anywhere. So I didn't spend $30 for what I got, and I got a pretty big jug of it. I got basically a lifetime jug. I got like it's like a 1.5 or like 2 gallon jug of it, and it wasn't bad. I mean, I don't use very much of it, but I just bought a shitload of it in one go, and it's fine. I just keep leaving it around. It's kind of like how I've had this for a lot of years. It's like I've had a jug of tung oil because I like it to finish the stocks because this like polymerizes on the stocks, and I've had that jug of tung oil for like 10 years. No, it's not. It's not like pressurized or anything. It's just a liquid. I put it into like a Windex bottle to spray. So yeah, it's just. I think I got one of my jugs down here. If I move the M4 out of the way and not make a mess. Yeah, like they sell it in cans like this. It's not pressurized. It's literally just like a screw cap, and you just like pour it. Or you can like screw like spray thing right onto this. It's not pressurized at all. It works good. Just the original, and I like it. I like it a lot. It works on a lot of stuff. Because I got like two bottles like this, and I got a big jug. But yeah, they're just liquid. I know, right? I like their new format a lot for their new videos. I am a fan of what Otias and May and everyone over there are doing. So Bruno and his fancy animations, he has the job I would want to do where he takes all the guns apart to like animate them. Because I like to take all the guns apart. I enjoy taking the guns apart, cleaning them a lot more than shooting them actually. So I'm kind of a weirdo like that. Well, they always intended to, but they had those like partnerships, to do all those World War One guns. And it's like I like World War One better than World War Two, but I'm a fan anyways. So, but a lot of they still have World War One guns to do. A lot of them are just kind of really rare. I like how they started doing the neutrals and stuff too, including their guns, which is nice. But anyways, unfortunately, I still have to eat dinner and shower and stuff, and I'm gonna have a horrendous work day tomorrow because today was a holiday. It's like Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day. It's also Canadian Thanksgiving. For those of you who didn't know, is Canadian Thanksgiving right now. So, and I still got to eat some dinner and do a shower and try to relax for a little bit before my like 13+ hour workday tomorrow. So yeah, I'll hang out for a few more minutes and then I'm gonna go and deal with that. I know, right? But I'm glad I got to get the internet to work to some degree. It hiccuped halfway through, and I had to start a new stream. But I can try to remedy that. But I'm glad it seemed to mostly work tonight. It isn't like laggy or anything for the most part. So. Should be good. I'll have another Windsor because I got half a Coke to use. The classic. There. won't waste a soda. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making some videos. Doing one on the C19 there, and the Snyder, pretty high on the list. Pretty high on the list to do. I think you guys will enjoy that. I even got some ammo for the Snyder, some other stuff. Maybe some shooting videos will happen eventually. I do like winter. It holds up. It holds up. It's probably the cheapest whiskey I drink, honestly. I have a lot of nicer stuff. But like this is kind of like my go-to because it, for the price you're paying, pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's like $17 for a handle. And it's probably cheaper in pretty much any other state because Minnesota has very high, very high vice taxes. So like this 175, $17 here. And it's pretty good. If you've never tried it, I encourage you to try it. It's kind of a mellower. It's harsh in its own way. Can be harsh if you want to mix it a little stronger, but it's a pretty good just mixing whiskey. Goes with pretty much anything. I do drink a lot of, so like I buy seltzer water. It's one of my favorite drinks, and I'll have a little whiskey with just seltzer water. So it's essentially like a whiskey soda is all it is. So I'm a fan. Dan is correct. Canada does do cheap whiskey good. Quite well, as a matter of fact. So if you're looking for it, you can get it just about anywhere in the United States. I recommend you try it if you have not tried it, because it holds up. It's one of the few things that holds up. My taste has changed a lot over the years, but it's one of the few that. I mix with carbonated water. This I mix with Coke. This time I mix with Coke. So this is my go-to Coke. Because I get hyperactive when I have sugar, so I have to use zero sugar, and especially if it's like evening, I don't want to have the caffeine. So, yeah, seltzer water and whiskey, it holds up. Coke's the go-to mixer. But anyways, I should probably call this a wrap. There is plans in the future. More streams, more videos, stuff like that. But I'm really glad you all could stop by. See, I'm alive. I'm alive. I am alive. So, but thank you all for stopping by. And hopefully I can see all here in the very near future. It was really good getting to reconnect all of you. You guys have no idea how much I missed all of you. And get to talk with you guys and all that other stuff. It's actually, yeah, it is very, you have no idea how emotional and how nice it is to speak with you all again. So, and hopefully I can see all of you here very shortly in the future. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope your life is all wonderful and showered with beautiful bounties. So, toodaloo.